Nothing. Not courses, not books, not training manuals, not even my university education has transformed my life as much as in-person events. Live events change lives, even for a person who's introverted like me. My name is Craig Ballantyne. I'm the host of Early to Rise Radio, and today I want to show you why you're missing out on life if you're not going to live events in your industry and outside of your industry. Some of the best friends that I've made have come from going to events. Some of the biggest breakthroughs in my life have come from going to events. And I'm going to teach you one truth today that I relate back to live events that has given me access to meeting my wife, access to making money and millions of dollars, access to experts that have helped me write my books, all through this one principle, this law of success. And I'm going to teach you the one thing that you must do before you ever go to an event so that you get the most out of it. And there's a couple of weird side benefits that you're going to get from going to events, which will also get you huge return on investment, even if you don't like the event. So let's jump into this. The first event that I went to that really mattered to me was 2007. I went to an event called Yannick Silver's Underground Online Market. And back then I was an introvert. So I have introverted tendencies. I'm no longer an introvert, but I have introverted tendencies. In fact, for a long time when I went to events, I had a profile with Marriott. You know, I feel like you're a Marriott member, you have a profile with them. It says room on low floor preferred, because I was so introverted that I didn't want to be in an elevator with people, and I would take the stairs up to my third floor hotel room. So you can go and change your life a long way with live events, because they helped me get out of my shell. They helped me socialize with other people. They made me a lot of friends. They got me excited about going out into group setting. But the thing is, if you remain like a lone wolf, you're going to struggle in life. In fact, I say that if you are an entrepreneur, you're going to be most of the time living on lonely entrepreneur island. You're not going to feel supported. You're going to feel like everyone's against you. No one understands you. You're going to go to family events, talk to your brother-in-law. He's going to be talking about corporate golf outings, and you're going to go, well, yeah, you know, I had a team member not show up this week, and they're going to go, oh, too bad for you, Mr. Boss Man or Mr. Boss Lady. You're a lonely entrepreneur island. Nobody understands you. No one understands you at the gym. No one understands you at family cookouts. And so if you never go to events and surround yourself with other entrepreneurs, you won't realize that everyone has the same struggles as you. They have struggles with their team members. They have struggle explaining themselves to their spouses. They have trouble turning off from work. They have trouble with financial stuff. And when you're in a room full of other entrepreneurs, you get exponential learning. You get the opportunity to hear from 50 other entrepreneurs who have gone through the same thing as you, who are 5 years ahead of you, or even 5 months ahead of you in dealing with the problems that you're dealing with. So you got to get off lonely entrepreneur island. That is the worst place for anybody to be. Now, of course, you can get information for free on YouTube, whether you want to get sales and marketing, whether you want to get leadership, whether you want to get my productivity stuff. You can get all my workouts on YouTube. Everything is available for free. But if that's the case, and all the information is available for free, then why would I go to an event? Well, all the information is available for free, but why isn't everybody a millionaire? Because they just consume information, they gather information. But the power of a live event is that it gives you the accountability and encouragement to actually act on the event. The way that we set up our events is that we do implementation during our events. A lot of events, and I'm guilty of this in the past, is you go home with a ton of notes and you put those notes up on the bookshelf, never to look at again. Well, what good is that information if it's just on your bookshelf? But what we do is we give people great information, and then we help them implement it before they even go home. That gives you momentum and motivation, because you get a quick hit of dopamine from actually doing something and moving ahead towards your big goals and dreams. And that then inspires and encourages you to do the same thing tomorrow, because you also see the clear path because you've taken that first step. And that goes back to another difference between watching information on YouTube and getting information at a live event. It's the people. The people, the people, the people, the people. If you're at one of our mastermind events, a small group event, 50 people in the room, you are learning not only from the speaker on stage, but you're learning from all the other people at your table who have learned more on this topic. And so that's exponential learning. It's not just learning from one person, it's learning from 50 all at the same time. And if all those 50 people read 10 books per year, that's 500 books of information that they can download to you through the Q&As, the hot seats, the coffee discussions, the breakfast meetings, all that sort of stuff. That's where the magic happens. And so when people come to our events, our clients are in dozens of industries. So we have construction people, fitness people, lawyers, bankers, real estate investors, all these types of people. And if you just go to industry events, there's kind of like this incestuous knowledge passing. Like, hey, I did this, so then another person goes and copies it. It becomes less effective, and then another person copies it, and it becomes less effective. And the next thing you know, by the time it gets to the 10th person, it's no longer effective anymore. But when you have all these different industries there, you can learn from somebody in the construction industry and take that back to your industry, and it's fresh, and you're going to get maximum results from it. So that's another benefit of being in the room. Another benefit of being in the room is simply the connections that you make and the money that you make with these people. So in 2007, I met a guy named John Benson at Yannick Silver's underground online marketing event. 15 plus years later, I'm still friends with John. I meet up with John, and I both lived in Vancouver during the pandemic. We met up. I see that he's in Miami. I'm still on his newsletter list. I can connect with John anytime. I've been an affiliate of John's programs. He's been an affiliate of mine. He's connected me to people that have made me money, all because I went to an event 15 plus years ago. And the return on my investment is still compounding to this day. I can even strike up a friendship with somebody who knows John that I don't know because we have John in common, because he's very well known in the industries that I'm involved in. And so these connections over and over and over again will pay dividends. And in our mastermind, I go out of the way to make connections. So just today, I connected a couple of our speakers at our last mastermind who delivered amazing presentations to my friend Charlie Johnson and Vince Del Monte, because they hold masterminds that need to hear from Nolan and Allison, who spoke at my mastermind. I'm giving them opportunity. I have real estate investors in my mastermind, and I connect some of my coaching clients with the real estate investors so that my coaching clients who make money with our coaching can take that money and put it to work for them with our other clients who show them better investment. And it's this great networking and compounding of the connections over time that make life easier. So let me tell you my law of success. Everything is easier when you know more good people. Everything is easier when you know more good people. For example, in 2015, I was in a mastermind with Joe Polish. Joe Polish knew that I wanted to meet a woman and get married. He introduced me to Carmelia Ray. Carmelia Ray is a matchmaker. She set me up on a date with a woman named Vanessa Ortali. Vanessa Ortali is a great person, didn't hit it off with her, but we were friends, and she runs something called the Ladies Business Community. Eventually, I got to the point where I was like, if I really want to meet a woman, I need to ask all the great women that I know who know great women for introductions. So I went to Vanessa. She introduced me to my wife, Michelle, because I was in a mastermind group with good people who wanted to see me succeed. The more good people you know in your life, the easier everything will be. I've made most of my money, 80% of my money, from these mastermind connections that I've made over time by having my own mastermind and going to other people's masterminds. We connect. I have a website, I have products. These people that I meet send their people to my website. I send my people to their website because they have great products. And it was through all these masterminds and connections and events that I met the people that helped me write my books. I met this guy, Matt Smith, in 2008. He and I became business partners, and I wrote my first book, and I was stuck. I had 300 pages, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to edit it. I didn't know how to get the flow right. And I told him, I complained to him, and he said, well, why don't you go to Tucker Max, and his book company, because Matt knew Tucker through connections. I went to Tucker's company, which was called Book in a Box at the time. Now it's called Scribe Media. And they were able to take my book from 300 words to 120, really great polished product, and they finished it off, all because of my connections. Everything in life is easier when you know more good people. So my challenge to you is to make sure that you are increasing your network by one person per day, a minimum of one connection per day. I do that by contacting people that like and comment on my Instagram. I do that by asking people that I know for introductions to people. Like, hey, do you know somebody who can help me with this? And they make that introduction. I do that by hiring coaches, and yesterday I had my book writing coach, Kerry Oberbrunner. He went through the outline of my new book, and he said, oh, your audience is, just like my friend's community called Front Row Dads. I'm going to make an introduction to Front Row Dads so you can be on their podcast. So now here I am growing my network, and everything in life is going to get easier. It's going to make it easier for me to sell books because of that. So if you're not on track to reach your goals, or if you haven't even set goals, then what you need to do is come to one of my mastermind events, because we take people through productivity, structure, leadership, vision, goal setting, and implementation. And we have a bonus marketing day at our events where we talk about copywriting and YouTube, Instagram, AI, how to use that for your marketing. and we have implementation. And we do that over a course of a couple of days, and we do that 3 times per year. I'll talk more about that in a second. But it also gives you the opportunity to be in the room with people that are your tribe. And your tribe is a group of people who want to lift you up to the next level. They're the people that understand you. They are like-minded. And if you're a positive, ambitious person, an entrepreneur who wants to grow more but doesn't want to sacrifice their time with their family, that's the tribe that we are connecting. Everybody in our group fits that bill. They all know and want to achieve more, but they don't want to sacrifice everything on the family side to do it. And we show them the path to more success in both sides of the coin. So if you want to be around people who have already done that, coming to one of our events is going to be a game changer for you, because you're going to meet the good people. And remember, everything is easier when you know more good people. You also get that exponential learning because you're learning from so many other people who, like you, are learning on their own. And you get coaches to give you outside eyes. So we have 4 coaches in our mastermind program, and they will give you outside eyes. They will know somebody that has gone through what you're going through right now. They will tell you what worked for that other person, and they will help you avoid the mistakes that the other person made. It's that simple and that successful. Now, the last thing that I want to say is a mistake that I made for a long time when I was going to events. I used to think that, hey, I buy the ticket, I go to the event, I'm going to sit there and take notes, I'm going to come home and something's going to help. That's an amateur way of doing it. I decided later on in my event going career that I needed to have a specific definition of success for the event. What was the number one problem that I had to figure out or solve or get connected with somebody who could solve the problem at the event? I came with a game plan. I went in. Now there's some serendipity that's going to happen at events. You're going to have a conversation with somebody randomly and it's going to lead to something. But going in there laser focused to solve the problem means you're going to ask better questions when you do meet people, rather than, hey, who are you? Where are you from? Oh yeah, nice. But if you go in there thinking, I need to, write a sales page that is going to sell my product, and I don't know how to have a good hook or headline, you can go and they can say, hey, how are you? Where are you from? And you go, oh, I'm Craig. I'm from Vancouver and I sell this, but I'm really struggling with this. Do you know anybody who's an expert in copywriting? That's a so much better approach to going to an event, because you have a specific definition of success, which is finding and solving a problem. So make that change. The next time you go to any event, whether it's a networking event, whether it's a big sales event, whether it's, the CES event or the traffic and conversion event where there's thousands of people, go with a specific definition of success, and you will get more out of the event than 99% of the people there. The final thing is we go back to what we talked about before, which is all the information in the world exists online for free. Whether you want to make money or fix your toilet or lose weight, or learn how to cook keto chocolate chip cookies. It's all on YouTube. But if it's all on YouTube, why isn't everybody successful? Why isn't everybody making keto chocolate chip cookies and sending them to me? I don't know. Well, I do know. The answer is accountability. We have all the information, but we don't have action because we don't have accountability. And that's where coaches and mastermind events come into play, that hold you accountable. When we finish our event, people walk away with a 90-day blueprint. They're going to know exactly what they're going to do in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, 7 days, 14 days, 28 days, and the full 90 days to achieve their goals. And then they're going to go home and they're going to be part of a WhatsApp group where we're going to hold them accountable. And if they're a coaching client, they're going to get weekly coaching emails and monthly coaching calls, and we're going to hold them accountable to achieving their goals. And the next thing you know, they're like me. When I wanted to meet my wife, I went and built a 90-day plan for it, and I achieved my goal in 35 days. And that's what our coaching clients do. They come to our events, they set 90-day goals, and they achieve them in 40 because of the accountability, because now they have action on all the information that they have gathered. So listen, the way that we run our mastermind group is we do 3 events per year, January, May, and September. Our next event is May in California with Bedros Keuilian, Jason Capital, Vince Del Monte, Sharran Srivatsaa, Frank Den Blanken. It's going to be awesome. 50 people in the room in Southern California, May 1st to 3rd. And then we're going to do another event in September in Miami. I don't know the exact dates, and I don't know who's going to be speaking there. And then we're going to do another event in January of 2025 in Scottsdale, Arizona. If you want to come to any one of these events, just type the word mastermind in the comments down below, because live events will change your life. I'm Craig Ballantyne from Early to Rise, and I can't wait to see you at our next event.